One day, Odin paid a visit to Jotunheim on his horse Sleipnir, who could walk through the air and run through the air. When he arrived at the house of Hrungnir the brawler, Hrungnir was allowed how Odin, who though he didn't know it was Odin, could do that with his horse, making it run across the air. And Odin turned to him and said, "I bet my head that my horse here can run faster than any horse in Jotunheim." So the Hrungnir said, "Well, okay, you're on." Saddled up his horse, whose name means gold-maned, and they raced to steep slopes, mud, water, swamp, and Hrungnir realised that as they were getting closer to Asgard, that Odin was staying ahead of him, lost, and the god seemed quite sort of cheerful and invited him for a drink and in a hall. Apparently the giant drank a bit too much and started boasting that he'd kill all the Aesir in Asgard, except for Freya and Sif, who's Thor's wife. And he'd take back to Jotunheim with him. Then he started boasting that he'd drink all the ale in Asgard, all the gods' ale. So, as happens when a giant gets too close or gets a bit unruly, the gods called for Thor. I like to imagine that Odin was frantically pressing a button under the table which called for Thor, as he's fighting giants elsewhere. So, Thor rocked up, immediately, giant, grabbed his hammer, Mjolnir, ready to throw it at him. The giant called Thor a coward for trying to kill someone unarmed, and said that he'd have far more honour and better standing if they duelled. So Thor, who's sort of like thinking himself as quite honourable, reluctantly said, "Okay, a duel tomorrow, noon." No, okay. By the time came, Hrungnir had sobered up, and when they met at the field between Asgard and Jotunheim, Thor was obviously holding Mjolnir, and Hrungnir holding a chunk of whetstone used to sharpen swords and blades. So when as soon as it became noon, the giant threw the whetstone at Thor's head, which shattered into those pieces, and one piece lodged in Thor's forehead. The rest scattered across Midgard, and that's where we get flint and used for sharpening. But Thor also threw Mjolnir, which hit its mark, Hrungnir's head, which then shattered, much like his chunk of whetstone. Obviously, Thor didn't want to have a chunk of whetstone sticking in his head, so he went to a sorceress and seer and asked her to take it out. So she was chanting spells and the different things to get it out, and Thor was getting quite excited, so he was saying encouraging things. He said he'd seen her husband who's coming back, at which point she stopped, obviously excited that her husband was coming back from somewhere where he'd been for ages, and she forgot the rest of her chants. So Thor ended up with a chunk of whetstone lodged in his forehead until he died in Ragnarok. Yeah, that's how we got Flint, and Thor has a chunk of whetstone in his head, which should be in more medium films, I believe. Yeah.